So we started here, and the road leads up and comes up to the ridge, and there's big trees right here. Then the boundary goes across here, and then we go across here and all the way here. This is like 2 miles along this ridge. So we own all this area in here and this area in here, 400 acres.
Wow.
And actually, we did own, see the deed description when we bought it, these lines came through here and through here. And then had a boundary dispute with Louisiana. See, this is a boundary line here. So what we did had a boundary dispute with Louisiana Pacific, and they put a claim on 135 hour acres. You see, when the land was sold, it was $1.33 an acre.
Right.
And nobody cared. See, now this was a boundary line here, right through our meadow, and the fence was here. So we had to prove that the fence was the boundary. It's the agreed upon boundary takes precedence over the deed description. Are you familiar with that? You see,
no.
you see, if you have a fence line and it's been used, open, notorious, and continuous for over 5 years, California 5 years, then that, no matter who's paid taxes on the land or what, but you have to prove it that it's been open, notorious, and continuous for 5 years. And then that is a true boundary.
Wow. So the oldest tree is 2,000 year old?
Oh, this is probably, I mean, who knows?
Right.
But I suspect at least 1,500 or 2,000. And it's, we're going to go up see it. Lightning struck, great big thing. It got broken off at about a third the height of what you're seeing there, the tall one. And it's hollow. And you walk inside this hollow charcoal thing, room, and you see the sky right through this chimney.
Right.
It's kind of cool.
Where's are the glamping tents still up?
The what?
The glamping tents. I know you were working on it. The glamping area.
Yeah, well, we're going to go down. They're along the river here.
Okay.
They're right along here. We're going to go take a look at those. Then there's shops, workshops back in here. I've kept most of this without any construction, trying to keep as much of it without human intervention. We're going to go down and spend some time in the river. Got a beautiful spot for meditation right in here. Deck. Huh?
Any fish in the river?
Well, there used to be thousands of salmonoids. Coho, steelhead, sturgeon. And we're talking big fish. They used to come up in the winter. You know that in the world today, almost everywhere, the resources are diminishing at a really terribly rate. Where 50 years ago there was a lot of fish and now there's none. Humans are just, they don't know how to live sustainably. And so they just use it up until it's gone. And it's all related to money. It all comes down to how can they make the most money in the shortest amount of time. And it's such a useless goal because the money is becoming more or less and less valuable for exchanging goods and services. So what I do is try to get people to take an interest in learning the skills so they don't have to hire out, so they don't have to have a job. They can grow their own food, they can build their own house. And so if they have the skills, you can actually have a pretty good life, providing you're willing to do the work.
Do you teach it here or somewhere else?
I do. Well, I also have done it other places, but mostly here.
Okay, because all your tools and everything's here.
Yeah, right.
And your samples.
Yeah. So anyway, we can get into all of this later. But anyway, why don't we, let's see, let me get you a fire here so you can cook or do some kind of, if you want to heat up some water or coffee. So we'll get this lit for you.
Oh, it's fine. I don't need anything to heat up for now. You can save the propane.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'll let you know.
You should have you're probably going to use something, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna need a stove.
Yeah, by them, I'm pretty easy going.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Here, come on, let's,
Yeah. So, now look, I want to tell you something about this. This is very cool. You
Okay.
stay right where you are.
okay.
Now, in a human sitting on a couch in a room, a big room, you're sitting here, and basically, if you see, this wall has a sense of hugging. You're
Yes.
sitting here, and also being a stone wall, you're not worried about somebody walking in on the back of you. You have a sense of privacy and a sense of stability, and then you can look out and not feel uncomfortable with somebody behind you. So this wall has a very psychological effect of giving you a sense of security that you wouldn't have otherwise. I hate couches sitting in a room where they're just a couch sitting there in the open space. I always try to put them up against a wall or do something like this, because this is a very beautiful shape. And then from the bedroom, it also is very pretty to look through there. It's kind of like an eye with the
It
two
is.
shapes.
Maybe it's the
And then when
third
you
eye.
look out when you wake up in the morning, you have kind of an eye view of the forest and what's going on there. So basically every element here the parts make up the whole, and they're all integral. Now it's all rustic. If you'll notice that it feels okay because there's not really fine woodworking and fine this, fine that. It's all rustic to the same degree. And what makes a whole more exciting is when all the parts are related to each other, because the parts make up the whole.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And when you get music, it's the same thing. The parts, the fiddlers and the trumpets and the drums, they have to all be in sync with whatever kind of music they're producing. If some are out of tune, they're not going to make it. So
That's amazing.
in architecture and art and sculpture, it's the same principles apply that you would for any other art form. This is visual.
Mm-hmm.
This is more of a visual, and actually, to live in a piece of art gives it another dimension than just looking at it.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
It's beautiful. I have a second camp this year. I'm applying for Camp Awe, as in like, wow.
Yeah? Well, listen, I got tons of things. You could do it. Would the temporary camp that you would tear down, or would it be a more permanent camp?